In this video, we will learn how to subtract 4-digit numbers. Subtracting 4-digit numbers is a simple form of subtraction in which numbers are placed according to their place value of ones, tens, hundreds, and then subtracted. Now, to better visualize the place value of digits, take a look at the sample number. Now, 1 is in thousands place, 2 is in hundreds place, 3 is in tens place, and 4 is in ones place. So as what you can see, the value of 1 is 1000, the value of 2 is 200, the value of 3 is 30, and the value of 4 is 4. Now, to better familiarize what is subtraction, we have here an example. 9,854 minus 7,621 is equal to 2,233. Now, the number or the top number or the number that is being pointed out is what we call the minuend, while the second number or the number below the minuend is what we call the subtrahend. Now, that is the minus sign, which indicates that we are performing a subtraction operation. And that number is the difference, or the answer that is obtained after subtracting these numbers. Now, there are two ways in subtracting 4-digit numbers. It could be subtracting without borrowing or subtracting with borrowing. Now, to better understand how these two work, let us take a look at some examples. Now, let's go through some examples on subtracting 4-digit numbers without borrowing. Example number 1. 3,210 minus 2,100. Now, following the steps, step 1. Align the numbers vertically, placing the digits in each place value. Step 2. Start subtracting the digits in the rightmost column or in ones place. Now, 0 minus 0, the answer is 0. Step 3. Move to the next column or in tens place. Now, 1 minus 0, the answer would be 1, since any number in which 0 is subtracted from, the answer is the number itself. Step 4. Move to the next column or in hundreds place. 2 minus 1, let's take away 1 from 2. Now, the answer is 1. And lastly, move to the next column or in thousands place. Now, 3 minus 2, let's take away 2 from 3, so the remaining number of object is 1. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Therefore, the difference between these two numbers is 1,110. Another example. 5,461 minus 1,320. Now, step 1. Let's align the numbers vertically, placing the digits in each place value. Step 2. Start subtracting the digits in the rightmost column or in ones place. 1 minus 0, that would be 1. Next, move to the next place. 6 minus 2. Now to better visualize, we have presented some objects. Okay, now let's take away 2 from 6. So now let's count the remaining objects. So we got 4. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. Next, move to the hundreds place. 4 minus 3. The remaining object is 1. And lastly, 5 minus 1. Let's take away 1. So, we are left with 4. Therefore, the difference between these two numbers is 4,141. Now let's go through some examples on subtracting 4-digit numbers with borrowing. Example number 1. Align the numbers vertically, placing the digits in each place value. Now step 2. Let's start subtracting in ones place. So 0 minus 4. 0 minus 4 is not possible since 0 is lesser than 4, so we need to borrow 10 from 10's place. Now 3 becomes 2 and 0 becomes 10. So now we can subtract 4 from 10. So 10 minus 4. Now let's count how many we are left with. So we are left with 6. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Next, move to the next column or in tens place. 2 minus 1. Now as what you notice, it should have been 3, but since earlier we borrowed 1 10 for 10 ones, then it became 2. Alright, so 2 minus 1. Let's take away 1 from 2. We are left with 1. Next, move to the hundreds place. 5 minus 1. Let's take away 1. We are left with 4. And lastly, 4 minus 3. We are left with 1. Therefore, the difference between these two numbers is 1,416. Another example. 6,124 minus 1,901 is equal to. Now following the steps, let's align the numbers vertically, placing the digits in each place value. Now let's start subtracting in ones place. 4 minus 1. Now let's take away 1 from 4. Now we are left with 3. Next, 2 minus 0. So that would probably be 2, since any number in which 0 is subtracted from, the answer would be the number itself. Okay. Next, let's go to the hundreds place. 1 minus 9. So 1 minus 9 is not possible since 1 is lesser than 9, so we need to borrow from thousands place. So 6 in thousands place becomes 5, and 1 in hundreds place becomes 11. Now I repeat, we need to borrow from thousands place. Now 11 minus 9 is already possible, so Let's take away 9 from 11 and let's count how many are left. So we are left with 2. Okay, now lastly, move to the next column or in thousands place. Now 5 minus 1, let's take away 1. So we are left with 4. Therefore, the difference between these two 4-digit numbers is 4,223. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helps you learn how to subtract 4-digit numbers. If you want to learn more about subtraction, feel free to watch the next videos.